Hello, everyone. Good day to all of you. Our presentation for today is all about a comparative analysis of Jean Piaget's cognitive development theory and Erik Erikson's psychosocial stages of development. And this is submitted by Angel Clark Argente, and I am James C. Pahayahay from BS Ed Science 1B. Here is the abstract of our study. This paper compares two research studies, one examining the impact of social interaction and experience on students' cognitive abilities based on Piaget's theory, and another testing the validity of Erik Erikson's psychosocial development theory in the 21st century. The Piaget study, conducted with 351 Indonesian students, found support for Piaget's theory. The Erikson study, with a smaller sample of 25, found that his theory has 52% validity rate, suggesting it needs further investigation. Both studies have significant implication for understanding human development across various fields.
This passage introduces the study's focus on comparing the theories of Jean Piaget and Erik Erikson. It acknowledges that human development is complex and involves both cognitive and social emotional aspects. The study aims to understand how these two aspects interact, exploring whether cognitive maturity influences psychosocial development and vice versa.
The passage then delves into Piaget's theory, outlining his stages of cognitive development and emphasizing the role of experience and social interaction in shaping a child's thinking abilities. The study specifically investigates this in the context of Indonesian students, where cognitive skills are considered low.
Finally, the passage moves to Erikson's theory discussing the psychosocial challenges that individuals face throughout their lives. It raises questions about the theory's inclusivity and suggests that Erikson's ideas might need updating to better reflect diverse experiences. The study seems to explore the current relevance of Erikson's theory and its applicability across various populations.
And here is our methodology. This section showcases the methods used by the two researchers. This study wanted to check if Erik Erikson's stages of psychosocial development are true. It was originally planned to use both numbers or like surveys and stories like interviews, but because of COVID-19, the researchers couldn't do the face-to-face interviews as planned. Instead, they turned the interview questions into a survey that people could fill out without needing to meet in person. So, the study ended up only using numbers, the survey, and didn't include any stories.
This research wanted to learn more about certain symptoms using numbers. It was done at the Faculty of Economics at University's Nigeri, Semarang. The study looked at students from classes 2017 to 2019 with 2,893 students in total. Using a special formula, the researcher decided to choose 351 students to be part of the study.
These students were selected fairly from all the departments and class years. To choose the students, the researchers used a method called stratified random sampling, which means each group of students had a chance to be included based on how big it was. The students had to meet certain conditions like their gender, where they came from, and if they were involved in students' activities. Findings. This section summarizes the findings of the two studies. The Erickson study found limited support for his theory, with only 52% of participants demonstrating adherence to his stages of development. However, the study found no relationship between race or gender and life satisfaction in older adults.
Discussion. This study revisited Erickson's theory of psychosocial development, finding mixed results about its current validity. It suggests the need for further research to ensure the theory's reliability in the 21st century. The study also emphasizes the importance of regularly evaluating older theories to ensure their continued usefulness.
Furthermore, the study found that social interaction benefits cognitive development, supporting Piaget's theory. While various aspects of social interaction were found to be beneficial, sympathy, caring about others, emerged as particularly important for improved thinking and emotional skills. The study also noted the pandemic's impact on social interaction, suggesting that reduced face to face contact may negatively affect cognitive growth.
Conclusion and recommendations. The study confirms Piaget's views that both social interactions and experience enhance students' thinking skills. However, the study also reveals that social interactions effectiveness has diminished due to pandemic. As students have become more independent learners, conversely, experience, particularly hands-on experience, appears to have a stronger impact on thinking skills.
The study confirms Piaget's view that both social interaction and experience enhance students' thinking skills. However, the study also reveals that social interactions effectiveness has diminished due to the pandemic as students have become more independent learners. Conversely, experience, particularly hands-on experience, appears to have stronger impact on thinking skills.
Despite the study's findings, it acknowledges limitations, including the shift from in-person interviews to online surveys, a smaller sample size, and a lack of diversity in participants. To improve future research, the study suggests increasing sample size, incorporating diverse populations, utilizing both surveys and interviews, and employing more robust data analysis methods.
Thank you so much for listening and watching. Have a good day.